Hello, Oliver Sloup, Blue Line Futures. These there at the edge of the trading floor. Well, Oliver, it's Monday. We've gotten off to just a little bit of a mixed start. Are you watching for what comes out this afternoon in that harvest progress?
Yeah, we've got a mixed bag to start the week, and we're absolutely looking forward to that. I wouldn't be surprised to see the market and market participants move past that rather quickly and look forward to the end of the week where we get a more substantial report, that being the WASDE report. I think that's going to be kind of an inflection point or a newsworthy event that could set the tone to round out the rest of the year. We're still pretty optimistic on grains. For that corn market, we've been optimistic, but it has been more or less a snooze fest for the past couple of weeks. We've been a stick in the mud in the mid 380s, so we need to see a bullish fundamental catalyst to really get these funds to cover their short position, which they still have a pretty decent size net short position. We know that Friday's Commitment of Traders report showed they sold 10,000 contracts. Their net short still pretty close to 85,000 contracts. So the money flow has not been that constructive on corn, but again, if we get a bullish catalyst, potentially that sparks a little bit of a fire. The money flow and the beans, though, has been a lot more constructive. They've been stair-stepping up and building a long position there. They bought about 3,500 contracts last week, net long about 72,000 contracts. And from the technical perspective, we're at an inflection point, 940. If we can see consecutive closes out above here, I wouldn't be surprised to see us retest the recent highs, which also coincides with the June highs near 960.
Back to your point then about the funds, they've got to be looking at this corn market here thinking, well, we're not sure exactly how many acres are left out there or how many total acres we're going to have set aside the bushel amount. So is there an opportunity here that some are looking to jump back into this market maybe and find a low?
Yeah, I think that is definitely a potential. The corn and beans have had two different fundamental backdrops. So the corn, we've been talking about production issues, but there really hasn't been any demand to really support prices beyond that. The soybean side of things, it's kind of reversed. In the past year and a half, we saw demand fall off with the trade war with China, but demand has been picking up and showing signs of life in soybeans, so that has offered more support to beans. We need to see that demand show up in the corn market to get this move substantially higher out above technical resistance, hopefully back above that $4 handle.
And what's it going to take to get more of this corn moving? I mean, we're already down here in this, the upper 380s in that range. Is it just going to take price? Is it going to take a weaker dollar? What will drive that demand? Because Brazil's got to be getting pretty close to the bottom of their supply.
Well, that's a very good point. Price drives demand. And right now at these prices, we're just not seeing that demand really ramp up. But as you had mentioned, Brazil, South America, very interesting to keep a close eye on. If they start to cut back on supplies and are running low, potentially that makes the U.S. more favorable for exports, which could obviously spur up demand. But we need to see it one way or another come in to help support prices.
Yeah, well, we're quite a ways behind. We need to see it here pretty soon.